which you need a mathematician to be able to figure that out, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I think we just requested.
Yeah. Why don't we just request 3.3? It's to err on the side of caution, right? I'd rather have it than, yeah. If we don't need it, we don't need it. Yeah. All right.
So I think, Tim, the easiest thing,
I'm just waiting for Sharon to come back.
we have the survey and then the plan to include building coverage calculations in on here now.
Just for the record, we can, we submit a plan showing the building's coverage. Of course, with the change in state law, we might not need that, right? But we can still show it. Well, just show lot coverage. We'll deal with that as a housekeeping matter, right? Okay. The Smithfield Zoning Board of Review is now in session for October 1st, 2025. The members we have here tonight are Frank Smith, Ryan Thalman, John, not Frank, sorry. Not Frank Smith, he is not here. Why do I have an old one? That's what it is. Let me go through. John Hunt, Ed Savito, Linda Marcella, Brian Thalman, Peter Carnavale, David Usillo was our solicitor, Carol Ogden is our stenographer, Sharon Gilmore is our recording secretary, and I'm Richard Lovely. Sharon, could you read the emergency evacuation notices, please?
In case of an emergency, there are two main exits out of the chambers. The first is to the right side of the stage, up the stairs through the doorway and down the stairway out to the back side of the town hall. The second is out the back of the chambers to the exit doorway to the stairway out the front of the town hall. The men's facilities are through the back of the chambers past the stairway around the corner on the right, and the ladies' facilities are through the back door, out the chambers straight up the stairs and on the left. Please do not use the elevator any times of emergency.
Okay. Have the members read last month's meeting notes? And if so, can I have a motion presented?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, approved. Okay, can you call for the meeting for tonight?
25-017, Peter Sangiovanni as applicant and Peter and Maria Sangiovanni as owners of property located at 56 Connors Farm Drive, listed as Plat 47, Lot 172. Seek variances to deviate from section 6.2.1.a, accessory uses, to construct a detached garage.
Very good. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record of this case, my name is Timothy Kane. I'm an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Rhode Island. I have an office at 627 Putnam Pike, and I do represent Peter and Maria Sangiovanni. And just as a housekeeping matter, I'm going to ask some preliminary discussion before the meeting starts. There's a discrepancy as to whether this property is zoned R-medium or R80. The official zoning map says it's R80, but the assessors database says R-medium. So out of an abundance of caution, I would like to amend my application to ask for relief on lot coverage, assuming it's an R80 zone, and the requirement for that zone is 10%, and we would be at 13.3% lot coverage, so we would be asking for a 3.3% dimensional variance on lot coverage.
And the comprehensive plan also shows it as R80.
It does, okay.
But
I really think it's our medium, but given the state where we're at right now, I think the best way to go is ask for that relief, and if we didn't need it, we didn't need it. It can't hurt to ask for it.
I think it got changed with the comprehensive plan in 2021.
Yeah, our medium would make sense because most of the lots aren't 2 acres up there. They're more the our medium zone. So maybe the zone change that they made usually would want to reflect what exists. But because there's a discrepancy, I guess I make that motion, or you guys make the motion to allow me to do that, you folks, however you want to handle that procedurally.
So
Okay.
the request has been made to amend the application.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approved. Okay, I'd like to call Mr. Sangiovanni, please. And by the way, just, you know what we're looking for, okay? The relief we're looking for is the accessory structure is not supposed to be located any closer than 10 feet to the principal dwelling, we're 9 feet. So we need to put on that. You're not supposed to build an accessory structure in a front yard. I would submit, because it's a corner lot, the side yard is considered a front yard, but I say in reality, it's really not a front yard, because when you drive by the house is facing towards the street, and the garage will go to the side of the house, so it's really not like we're building, you know, a garage in the front yard, but we need relief from that, the way the code is written, and we need out of an abundance of caution, we need the lot coverage relief, if in fact it is an RE zone. So that's the relief we need. I'm gonna swear Mr. Sangiovanni in.
Mr. Smith, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay. Please tell us what you're planning on doing.
So Mr. Sangiovanni, you've owned this property for the last 23 years, have you not?
That's correct.
And you raised your family at that property, is that correct?
That's correct, 3 children.
And who resides at that property currently?
My wife, myself, and one of my daughters.
Okay, and you just had another daughter move out, like, yesterday, right?
Yesterday, yes, she was living there up until yesterday, that's correct.
Okay, and you already have a garage attached to your house, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you have cars, and you have a couple special cars, is that correct?
That is correct.
And so just explain to the board right now what you have for cars, all right, and where they park, and what the need is for a new three-car garage.
Sure. So I have a car that I use every day. I have a truck that I use during the winter months, which also helps to move 3 kids in and out of dorms and apartments and everything that I've used over the years. My wife has a car, of course, so there's those 3 vehicles, which are our primary vehicles. My daughter, who's home, has a vehicle that we keep in the driveway currently. I also have 3 other vehicles. I have a 69 Pontiac that my mother bought new, and that was my 2 older sisters' first car. It was my first car. That car is currently being restored at a shop. It's been there for about a year. I expect to get it back maybe the end of this year, early next year.
So that car's staying in the family, you have an emotional attachment to that car, that was your mom's first sports car?
My mom's first car,
Okay.
which she bought brand new in 1969. Like I said, my 2 older sisters, it was their first car in high school. It was my first car. So that car's got to be with me forever. I have another vehicle that was a car that my dad bought. He worked his whole life in the jewelry business. Retired in 1989, bought himself a small Mercedes, and never really drove it, but that was his retirement present. He passed away. I kind of inherited that as well, so I refinished that car. So I have that second car, and I also have a 70 Chevelle, which is, again, another classic car. And these cars, you know, they're worth some money, and they really are not cars you keep outside in the weather.
All right, thank you. And why did you pick this particular location for your garage? It's situated where you did.
Right, so my driveway, because it's a corner lot, my driveway comes in and kind of pulls to the left, which goes into the existing garage. The location that I picked, the proposed garage, would be off that same exact driveway, just at the top of the driveway. And the whole design, architectural plotting of where this would go would be such that it would absolutely match the existing garage. I wouldn't put anything there that didn't look like it was built when the house was built. So I spent a lot of time trying to come up with a design with an architect, put this garage not only in a location, but have it look like it belonged with the house, match the house, and something that could have been built at the time that the house was.
So you did hire, obviously, an architect and a surveyor, professionals to submit professional plans?
Correct.
Okay, and you're obviously familiar with your neighbors?
Yes.
And you've spoken to your neighbors about this project, is
I
that
have.
correct? And no, I don't see anybody here tonight, so,
My neighbors are all in support of what I'm proposing. Lived here, like I said, for 20 years. We have a good relationship with all of them. You see how my wife and I keep the property. Very pleased with the way we keep our property, and they understand anything I do my home and yours as well.
And your property is unique in the fact that it's a corner lot, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you haven't gone and done something first and are asking for after-the-fact approval? You haven't created any hardship, you're following the right channels, is that correct?
That's correct.
And you're familiar with the neighborhood. Do you have an opinion as to whether this garage will change the character of the area?
No, as I said, I spent a lot of time trying to pick a building and place it in a place that would enhance the current property. And also in Connor's Farm, there's also another property around the corner that also has a detached garage on it.
And if the board denied your relief, would that amount to a more than a mere inconvenience for you, meaning that you wouldn't have full enjoyment of full use of your property?
That's correct.
I don't have any further questions. It's a good-sized lot. It's a beautiful house. He has some nice toys that he has a sentimental attachment to, and I don't blame him for wanting those on premise. It's in garage. I think the San Giovanni's have done all their homework. They've hired good professionals to come up with good plans, and I would hope that the board sees fit to grant it. I'm sure he can answer any questions that you may have.
Are you planning on putting any additional trees or hedges or something like that on your property line just to kind of maybe cover some of this so it's not right up against your neighbor's property?
So our property line currently has back property.
The back side has,
It's
yep,
probably 30 trees.
yep,
I planted there with my wife. When we first moved in, there was nothing there. I mean, as you know, Connor's Farm was a farm.
yep,
And I remember when we put our swing set up and had little girls on the swing set, you could see from the swing set all the way out to Mansfield Road.
yep.
Which made us feel uncomfortable. So one of the first things we did was put in that tree line, both on the back side as well as the side.
Kind of right up to the shed.
Yeah, where the shed is, exactly. So those trees are there. We're gonna keep as many of those trees as possible. And the other reason why we're trying to put the garage where we are is that we'll be able to keep a lot of the shrubbery. We have rhododendrons and stuff on that side, which are good size now. We'll be able to keep a lot of them if we place the garage where we're placing it. So the strategic idea of picking this spot was partly to keep it on top of the existing driveway, and also partly to keep as much of the shrubbery and green that we already had on the property.
And the proposed garage would still be located 51 and a half feet away from the Kashmirian's property line, is that correct?
Yes.
So the shed will be moving?
Yes.
Okay,
Moving or maybe removed entirely.
okay. I noticed there's no second floor or anything in the new garage, it's just a higher bay, and that's really just for your cars and being in there.
If we were looking to add any extra space up there for attic or any other purpose, so I did not design the second floor.
Okay. So I know that they showed on the plan that they were, you're looking at putting some additional trees down the side over here?
That's correct.
Okay.
Actually, sir, those trees are there already.
That's the existing ones?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay,
And that's why I'm trying to keep as many of those as I can.
okay. The questions I really had was originally when I took a look at this, and I looked up on the town's website, like I said, the pictures come up and they show me it's an Ahmed, but then
Yeah.
it allows you 20%, and then I looked at the zoning and it said R80, which gives you 10, I was like, okay, that ain't gonna fly in 10.
I think it's our med, but out of an abundance of caution, right, we'll go with the R80.
That's what the tax is calling it anyways.
Yeah. And yeah, and we asked for height relief too. The garage is 23.
Correct.
I think there's been a change in state law that we're at, it's 20, but I would rather get the relief than have any question on that.
Mr. San Giovanni, yes, sir. Any increases in runoff that result in the area, your minimal, just mitigating that through
you say you're asking for height relief?
It's in the application, yeah. It's, we asked for the, no, under
3 feet you were asking
6.2.1A.
for, 3-foot variance.
Yeah, 3-foot variance. Accessory structures shouldn't be higher than 20 feet. We're asking for 23. I know Chris said that.
It's right here.
A little different now with these new applications, right? Like-
Right, in the bottom there, 3-foot variance.
Over here.
No,
Yeah, I
yes.
read that also.
Just because it's not.
Okay, all right, but I'd still rather ask, I definitely want to ask for that. In case someone decides to enforce it someday, right? We don't want to take 3 feet off it, so, yeah. I understand, Chris, I appreciate it, but I'd rather take the safe way out.
Anybody else have any questions here? And what is the, Chris, from the information you said, with the 13.75% lot coverage allowed?
10% if it's an R80.
If it's R80, it's,
Well, it's because, you know, the conversion.
Yeah.
It's lot
Yes.
size and the right.
Yep.
And nominal versus the actual, so we do that calculation. 13.7.
Oh, so we can have,
Especially if you remove.
so your opinion is that we're allowed to cover up to 13.75, you've run the numbers.
Right.
Okay,
Especially if you're removing the deck, that's now a little less structure coverage. Deck doesn't now,
Because Chris, you're going by square footage, right?
yeah.
So because the actual square footage to the zone square footage. Is that where you're going?
Actually, this,
So if you took everything,
the children bring my email, because I have to get the state law, line out of the state law. And send it out. But yeah, what you do is you
use the 13 point,
you get the difference between the
Just one.
nominal and the actuals. Take that number and basically see what that percentage is, you do the inverse proportion to that, in that case it was 64. So if you add 37% to the, of 10% to the 10%, you got 13.75 is. I even did some, I put some of the equations in there too.
And I'm trying to,
You did it on your Excel spreadsheet, so it's accurate enough. And I think the calculation was it's 13%. Like what is being proposed.
it's 13.3, I think.
yeah, so you said the lot meets, the lot minimum area, the lot is 49,000, basically 50,000 square feet out of an R80 zone. So 50,000 divided by 80,000 got you to 62.5%. So his lot is 62.5% of the required of the 80. So then you figure out what the 100% minus 62.5.
Yeah, and then multiply that times 10.
So
Add that to 10. And you get, and so it's another 37%, so
Yeah.
it's really 3.7%.
Right. Yeah. So you meet it if it was R80, right? Because
Yeah.
Brian said it was
We
3
really
point.
mean it if it was our medium, we'd be,
It's not me that would make it.
subdivision was.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was on the plan.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was R80 back in the day, and they changed it out to our medium, yeah.
Changed our
Yeah,
medium.
so,
So you're covered.
we're covered. Okay.
But the motion's already been made to amend your
Yeah.
application, so potentially. You got 3.3% more somewhere.
I'd rather ask, with all these changes in state law, I don't,
Maybe a doghouse.
yeah.
Motion open the public hearing.
Second on that?
Second.
We can say all in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody here that would like to talk in favor of the applicant? Is there anyone here who would talk not in favor of the applicant? That being the case,
Motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
approved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, approved. Okay. Now we need a motion.
Two deliberations.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay.
I'll second that.
Any other questions on it or anything?
Provision about, managing increase, runoff, the stormwater erosion rates.
Okay, we have a motion, we have it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All any opposed? Motion is passed.
Yankees are already up to nothing, so we didn't miss that.
I guarantee.
It was gonna be a lot, could have been a lot more contentious if it wasn't R80.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
So when I get
Second. All in favor of adjournment? I guess so. Aye, approved. The zoning board approval meeting is closed.
Public comment at the end of every public meeting. There was a house